Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and today we are checking out three knives from Miller Bros, a new company to me. My buddy Matt met up with them at Blade Show and spoke with them and got a few knives for the channel, to feature on the channel. But I'll say this, I do want to get some of their work now, because these will be going back, so it'd be really nice to get, like this one right here. I love this. I absolutely love this. This is the one, I'd probably pick this if I could keep one of them. This has an amazing robustness that's so spike-like, and it's something I love. I would not EDC this as a work knife or anything, even though it does have basically a Scandi grind. It's just a low edge angle because it's so, look at how thick it is. It is thick. Yes, it is very thick, but my goodness, is it sharp. Like, it is very, very sharp because it has, oh, well, it's not actually a low angle, but it's a low angle for this geometry. So very, very sharp. Absolutely devastatingly sharp. And if I wanted to, I could lower it back even more and make it even sharper. But even though it's thick and robust, man, it just feels like you could punch it through a door, like, or a car door. Like, that's the way it feels. And I bet I could. I bet 100% I could. This little grip right here is very, very ergonomic. It leaves that nice little spot for my two fingers right here to really hold it in. I feel like I could generate so much power with this. You have a knuckle duster here, so if you did have to, make a little attitude adjustment, you absolutely could. Or you can hold it in the forward grip, and it'd be a great self-defense knife. Now, the blade steel is, there's the logo, Miller Blade, is Z-Wear. Now, I should have said these are made in the USA. I think looking at it, you just know, but Miller Bros blades in Z-Wear steel. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know much about Z-Wear, so I don't want to sit here and pretend like I do. I'd love to test it, but I have to send these back. So I've never had Z-Wear before, at least I don't think I have, and if I have, it's been very minimal, and I haven't used it enough to give you an opinion on it. So I'm just going to leave it there. You can do your own research, because I do the same research you would do at this point. I'd love to try it, though. Love to try it. These sheaths are badass, man. Badass sheaths. I love the way they look. I love the leather attachments to them. This is a belt clip, so you can clip it and you can see how it'll hook on. I sometimes prefer different clips, but this works great. I did carry this, and I loved carrying it. It was really nice to carry. Like I said, this one is one that I really, really enjoy. I can get my finger into that ring super easy, and see how my two fingers right here sink right in there. So it's like when it goes in, it's so natural to just yank it right out. So I can put all the leverage right in the side of my finger there and pop it out, and now I'm ready to go. I don't have to spin it or anything like that. And if I do grab it in the forward grip, same thing. I get these two fingers right in that groove, bam. And then when I close this finger in, I'm not worried about it going onto the edge. So the sheath, great retention. No rattle, no tap. That's the sound of the clip right now. No rattle, no tap. Great push-off point if you do want one. And yeah, man, just absolute badass, man. Great work, Miller Brothers. All right, now, next one is another fixed blade. Before we get to the insane from these guys, look at this sheath. What a badass sheath, man. I love how they're mixing the Kydex and leather. I love this. Like, I don't know if I have any of this, but I want it. I want some leather and Kydex mix. Something about it just screams Neeves Knives to me. You can see how this thing wraps around and buckles right in. Feels really good. I mean, it's a nice, big, thick, solid piece of leather. And you guys know I love leather. I love, I got leather boots, leather belts, leather jackets. I like leather. So this actually goes right with some of my EDC. This is a big boy. This is a very thick, robust knife, also in Z-Wear, USA made, like the jimping. The jimping has this crisscross pattern, as you can see, but it bleeds into the G10, which is pretty cool. Super thick and super robust. The edge is, you know, it's a thick edge. So this is, I don't know how thick it is, but it's thick. It's thick as a brick. So this is not a slicer by any means. This is a hard use knife. This is something you could use for self-defense, or this is something you could use for hard use. You know, I personally would pry the hell with, I don't know about the steel. So, you know, but I imagine with this geometry, I have no problem prying with it, batoning with it, and just doing stuff like that. Not that this is really a batoning style knife. It is a little bit small for that, but I also feel like it could. You know, it feels like a medium-sized fixed blade that has no problem being a large knife. The ergos are so comfortable, man. So comfortable. You have this contoured area right here. Your fingers just wrap right around really nicely. It's extraordinarily comfortable. And this right here has the same crisscross texturing that also fills in the hand. I'm locked in really good. Yeah, man, these guys are killing it, man. I do like their work quite a bit. I really hope to see more from these guys. I know they're a relatively small company, so they're just getting started. So go give them some love, guys. Go check out their Instagram, their, you know, whatever they have out there. I typically don't link things that I'm not affiliated with, but because, you know, these guys are doing stuff in the USA and are doing incredible work, I'm going to link them in this video. So just go down there and click the links. I'll try to find whatever I can that leads to these guys. Now, the star of the show, I guess you could say, even though my favorite is still this one, this guy. Now, this is on another level. This is something else. So this is something completely different than what we're looking at over here on this other side. Wow. Now, I did check these guys out very briefly at Blade Show. I didn't know if they even knew who I was or anything, but I did check them out. I walked up to their booth and, you know, checked out a couple of their folders. I did record it, so I got a little bit on video. But let's check this out. We have another Z-Wear blade with a clip point recurved tanto, which you guys know I like. You guys know I like the recurved tantos. Especially when they're done well. But this thing is obnoxiously big and obnoxiously robust. The little details are amazing. You can see there's a lot of handwork done here. This is, I believe, a handmade knife. I mean, if not, it definitely feels like it is. It's a handmade knife for sure. You know, you got even like down to like the little details right there. I'm guessing, I don't know, maybe that's the date, or I don't know. I don't know what it is. You can see these little Easter eggs. There's Easter eggs everywhere on this. The texturing right here. Like, I could sit here and go through this thing for probably an hour and still uncover things. Oops, sorry guys. We have the stair step effect on the lock bar relief. We have a flamed titanium clip. Thick, robust titanium. Look at that steel lock bar insert. That lock bar insert's thicker than a lot of frame locks or liner locks. Very, very strong lockup, and the lockup actually has a little bit of stick that I don't mind, because I'm sure, you know, it's something that I can feel the lock bar is just engaging stronger. So it hasn't gotten to the point to where like it's harder to unlock than any other time. So it feels pretty consistent. I could get rid of it if I want to right now. I can see right there, the contact point. It has a decent amount of contact point, but it's trying to make contact, you know, all the way across, which I'm sure, yeah, it will eventually do, because the lock bar does go across the entire thing. So if I put a little permanent marker right there, it would go away instantly. I know that. You can see here we have a spot for a pin. It did come with a pin, so you can pin it. So now it's a fixed blade. So now you can, wow. I think this is the first knife ever where they had a secondary lock and I could disengage the actual lock. I think there was one other one that recently did it. But typically, this is always an issue, and I always complain about this. If you're going to have a secondary lock, don't allow the blade to have play. Like, because it kind of defeats the purpose, right? And when I disengage this lock, you can see it's not locked at all. This is a bank fault. There is zero play. That is amazing to me. And then you just take it out like, you know, like a grenade, and then you throw it. No. The lock bar access has plenty of access. It is a tight knife. Like, this is not something I'm going to front flip. Well, no. I mean, I'm not going to front flip it. I can thumb flick off the studs, and I can reverse flick off the fuller with these holes. If I can do it under the camera right now. I can't do it right now. Damn it. All right. I might have to. Yeah. So, that's the way it is. The thumb studs are very large and in charge, and they do act as stop pins. So we have stop pin, I believe. I'm not sure if this is a stop pin, but these are definitely stop pins. Oh, and there is a stop pin right here. So we have a stop pin here, stop pins here. There's stop pins galore. That is awesome. And I think it even has a stop pin here, maybe. No, maybe not. I don't know. It's tough to say, man. There's so many details in this. The Damascus, look at that. This would be, so these things range from like 1,800 to like 3,500. I think this one would be like the $3,000 one because of the Damascus. So you can get one of these for like 1,800 bucks, which I know is a lot of money for a knife, but you're paying for, like I said, this level of work where it's the details, right? It's the details that matter. Like, even look at this. Look under that clip right there. What is that? Is that a claw? Oh, it's an M. It's an M. Oh, that's cool. It's the same M right there. So you got their logos, you know, in places that are not like I don't even like to see like crazy big logos. I don't mind a logo. Of course, brand your stuff. But I don't like it to scream here, scream here, scream here, scream here. These guys are doing it in a way where it's like an Easter egg. And I like that. I love that. You know, I can choke up really nice, tight to the edge. This isn't something I want to sit here and talk about how good it's going to cut, because I don't think that that's what this is for. This is an excitement piece. This is a piece you take out to surprise people for shock value. Can you carry it? Of course you can. Can you use it? Absolutely. But like, obviously, like if you have to break down some cardboard or cut some zip ties or you know, I don't know, break down a hog or whatever, I don't know, you're typically not going to be grabbing this, right? It's cool if you did, but you're most likely not going to. That was a reverse flick off of the stud like that. And you do have to throw a little wrist action, but it works. One-handed close. It is big, it's chunky, and it does hit the detent right there. So when you drop it down, you can kind of, if you didn't have a tripod in your way, you could swing it past a little bit, but it is big and bulky around this area. So like, even if I slow roll it, you know, you sometimes have to double grab it. Not always. I can get it with one go, but with the disengagement, wow, I might have to do it two-handed with the disengagement. No, I got it. There we go. It's just, you know, it's a thick, robust, big knife. So, you know, it does kind of, I feel like I'm in a lot more control when I use two hands on it. But you can absolutely do it one-handed, especially after you get some practice and stuff. Look at that pivot, man. Like I said, man, these details are incredible. This is something that would be like, you know, kind of somewhat of a prized possession in a knife collection. This is something that, like I said, it's not something you're buying to be a tool, even though you could use it as a tool, especially with this, you know, the grenade pin. It would definitely not, you're not gonna have to worry about breaking it. You're not gonna have to worry about that. You could definitely look at how thick the blade is. So thick. I love the swedge. They did put somewhat of a low angle edge on it. I mean, it's really not. It's just very thick, so it looks like it. It's probably a 20-degree bevel, to be honest. Maybe even like a 25-degree bevel. It's just that thick. You can see the grooves down the blade. Like, nothing about this was practical. Everything about this is the most impractical. So I said this in another video recently. I hate when people are misusing the word gas station knife, because I can already tell you people have probably already left 5 comments. But a lot of people are misusing it. Gas station knife, the term, refers to the knives that you see that are like $5, $6, $7, $10, maybe even $15, $20, maybe not 20, $15 at the gas station that are trying to look like the real thing. For an example, like a katana, right? We all know what an authentic Japanese katana is, right? Well, they have cheap ones at the gas station for like 10 bucks, maybe 20 bucks that are anything but authentic or battle ready, right? But they are trying to look like it. They're simulating it. Same thing with something like this with like Damascus and stuff, right? Damascus, there's gas station knives that have all those colors and they basically take like I don't know, like a stainless or something and, whatever, anodize it or I don't know, flame it or something and try to make it look and resemble like Damascus or some sort of exotic material. There's knives that really, really try hard to look like the real deal. This would be the real deal. This would be the real thing. This is the thing. There you go. There's a reverse flick off the fuller. This is the thing that they are trying to, or maybe an example of something they would be trying to simulate. So you couldn't call this a gas station knife. Is it not for you? Maybe, but it is something that went through with a fine-tooth comb in every single detail and has, basically had everything touched and just like machined and ground and just, like detailed to the highest degree. While it's not the smoothest knife in the world, it feels like it's on washers and stuff. It's definitely something that is badass and definitely would get some shock value if that's what you're looking for from one of your knives. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.